back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be baking some Christmas treats for my dogs. I did end up baking some Christmas treats for my guinea pigs last year, but they turned out not very good and they kind of just went moldy, and my piggies didn't really like them. So I'm going to be trying again this year with my dogs because my dogs just tend to kind of like treats more. So let's get into it. The recipe I'm using is just a almond flour recipe. This recipe calls for 2.5 cups of almond flour, so watch as I struggle to get the cup inside of the bag because this was a big cup and a very tiny bag of flour. And there goes the first cup of almond flour into the bowl after I finally managed to get it in there. I apologize if you can hear raining. It's actually currently raining today, so if you can hear that in the background, just ignore it. It's very loud. Now I just need to get the half cup in there to complete the 2.5 cups of almond flour. Next up is the oats. I need to get 2/3 of a cup of oats to add into the mix. There's one. And there's two. The original recipe actually called for blackberries, but since we don't currently have any, I'll just be using these blueberries. These blueberries are kind of mushy. They're not too bad. They're not moldy or anything. They're just a little mushy, and I wouldn't really enjoy eating them, and neither would any of my family members, so they'd probably just be going to waste if I didn't use them in this recipe. So we're saving some blueberries today. Yay! Anyway, I put a half cup in there. And now I need to add 1 egg. I am, of course, an egg master and get absolutely 0 shell in the bowl. Wow, look at it effortlessly glide into there. So amazing, 10 out of 10. Yeah, there's the egg, and that's basically everything. Now we just need a little bit of water to kind of make it combine a little easier, add a little more moisture in there, and then we'll be ready to mix. Now we're going to grab this beautiful red spoon, wow, and just start mixing. This was a little difficult to mix just because of the thicker consistency, but eventually I figured out how to mix everything up and evenly distribute the egg in there. I ended up just mashing the blueberries so it would be, I don't know, mashed up and easier to work with because there was still a bunch of whole blueberries in there. But since the blueberries were pretty mushy, they were easy to mash up. Here I was just trying to kind of feel the consistency of the dough and to get this pan ready, which I actually decided to switch out with a bigger pan because the recipe called for some parchment paper on the pan, but I wanted to use this little mat because you can just kind of wash it off and use it over and over again, so it's like reusable parchment paper. It also doesn't get stuff stuck to it because it's like a non-stick material. I'm plopping all this dough on here. As you can see, it's not like a regular sugar cookie consistency. It's more of a thicker, sticky dough because of the almond flour and the oats and everything, but it was still fairly easy to work with, and I got the hang of it eventually. I'm using this cute little purple rolling pin to roll out the dough. I had to put some almond flour on the dough and on the rolling pin to stop it from sticking to the rolling pin, and I had to do this every so often because the dough is just a lot more sticky than a regular sugar cookie dough would be. You can also see the blueberries getting stuck to the rolling pin because since they're like all mushed up, they were sticky and sticking to it. After rolling out the dough and kind of patting it a bit, I got it to the thickness I wanted it, so I picked out some cookie cutters. I got this little bone one along with a snowman, a star, and I think a candy cane. The candy cane cookie cutter is a little big, so I might have to snap it in half so two of the dogs can share it, especially for my little dog Maggie. She does not really eat very big treats. She's very picky with what she eats, and she prefers much smaller treats to chew on. Getting the treats out of the dough after putting the cookie cutters on them was probably the most difficult part, because the dough was just, again, a weird-ish consistency. So it took a long time to kind of get all the dough off and get the shapes I wanted out. But after a while, here's what I have, and I think they all look pretty cute. It's time to put them in the oven, and they're supposed to bake for about 20 minutes. About 23 minutes later, I think they're pretty cooked and they look good. Now, for the most important part of the entire video, the taste test. Let's go bring this to Lucy and see what she thinks. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. So good. Yummy. I guess. I mean, I don't think she cares too much about how perfectly I've baked these, but I think they're pretty good. And based on the way she chomped them and won't let Maggie have a piece, I'm pretty sure she likes them. And by the way, my dogs are 100% professional chefs, and their opinions matter very much to me. Yes. Oh, forgot to mention, I still have some dough left over, so we're going to make a second batch of treats. The same process as the first batch. I'm going to roll everything out and just get the cookie cutters, cut out the shapes I want, and then we'll put them in the oven. Here's the second batch. As you can see, I just made a little circle with the excess dough I had because I don't want to waste it. Let's put them in the oven and bake them for the same amount of time I baked the other ones. And they're done. They look nice and brown around the edges, so we can go ahead and take them out and cool them off. I gave Maggie one of these cute little snowman ones, and I ended up giving her the whole entire thing, which I did not expect her to finish, but she actually did, so great job, Maggie. And I gave Lucy this little star one, which she did her signature chomp on, of course, Lucy the alligator. She ate the entire thing to no surprise because she just loves all her little treats, and any little treat I make her, she will eat right up. Georgia just completely chomped it, and I gave Lucy another little piece of one. And here's Maggie after eating her entire cookie. That's how you know it was good. And that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. The link to the recipe is in the description if you would like to try this yourself. The treats turned out really well, and my dogs really like them. So if you're wanting to bake something for your dogs, I would recommend making these little cookies. They were really cute and easy to make. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!